be talking about how I started Life of the Party KC and what are we doing to sustain our businesses, how we're attracting clients, customer retention, and how we're dealing with our venues. So stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to How to Start Your Six-Figure Decor Business series with me, Life of the Party KC, also known as Shahidah. We'll be discussing how we started our six-figure decor and custom treats business, how we are managing our 4 venues, how we vet our clients, and we'll be giving you the tools to help streamline your business towards success. So stay tuned. Hi, thanks for watching. So, with Life of the Party KC, I literally sat in my basement and was figuring out ways on how I can get into the decor and planning business. This was around 2012, 2013, when I started to sell linens on Craigslist, which was pretty amazing because this was really before the event space world. Kind of popped off for us. A lot of people didn't know about how to get linens online. They would go to local rental companies to rent their linens. And so we were a local rental company, so to speak, right behind my computer. And so I would advertise on Craigslist and let people know that we had all color linens in all types. And that's really how I built the linen inventory that I have right now, is through there. And then from there, I just really manifested actually how I wanted to start doing decor. And so when I was younger, my mom would do a lot of decor for our Islamic centers and just for different people. And we would go and we would set up these events for her. We would put the linens down, we would put the napkins down, we would even do floral arrangements. And so I knew then that I developed a love for making all things beautiful. And with her, she liked to make things elegant. That later transformed into Life of the Party KC, literally sitting in my office while I was at work. And I said, I really want to start championing these corporate events and weddings and birthday parties and kids parties and just making stuff look really, really nice. And so I started looking at different accounts on social media of people that were actually out here doing it. And so that really taught me how to just start practicing. And whenever someone would ask and say, hey, I'm interested in doing a birthday party for my daughter, or, I want to do this, that, or other, I would always volunteer and say, hey, yeah, I'll do it, because I needed to get my foot in the door. And I needed to show people here in Kansas City what we actually could do. And so I just started with kids parties, and then I started learning how to do treats, and I would watch YouTube and I would watch other social media accounts on how to elevate the custom treats look. And then I also was recommended to start doing package treat items, because at the time I was doing a lot of graphics and graphic design. And at that time, So Chic by Shakia, I have to shout out Shakia and Jerry. They are awesome in the Midwest, and they were really taking off with the custom treats and packaging look. And so I said, wow, I can really do that too. So I started to do that here in Kansas City, and that really took off because it was something that was innovative. It was different for here in this region. So I was like, I'm going to just make this into something else. And so we really started just paving our own path and going to set up event spaces and community centers for kids' birthday parties. And that's really how it started, was just with the kids' birthday parties. And so from there, it kind of grew into what we now have, which is this huge empire with Life of the Party KC and all of the venues that are underneath us. And so I will have to shout out Nehemiah Davis. Back in 2019, he came out with an informational a structure on how you can get into the event planning world through event space ownership. And I really watched his model. I did witness him transforming a lot of lives for different people. And whether or not he knows this, but he was a huge mentor for me as well as for my husband in this event planning world, because his structure on how to gain event venues, we definitely watched and we modeled after. And shout out to him because he is great at what he does. And so taking them to the next level. So shout out to Nehemiah Davis. He is great at what he does. And so a lot of people have been mentors here in our lives that have really helped to elevate us with this, and just not allowing anyone also to stand in our way with where we want to go in this event space, in event planning world, because this is a $1 billion industry. What people don't understand is that this is a huge industry where the service is always needed. Someone is having a birthday every day, every week, every month, and so your service of hospitality and treats and decor is constantly always needed. So, with us finding that niche, we were able to create systems and put them in place for each of our venues, but also to create just a pathway for us in this industry here in Kansas City. So, how we elevated our look from Craigslist to now doing decor was just a little bit at a time. But with going out to different community centers and setting up for kids' birthday parties, people really enjoyed and liked our look and our service. And that began to take off word of mouth. And so in 2019, I was working a full time job, corporate job that I just wanted to get away from because it just wasn't in line with where I wanted to go or see myself. But I continued to stay on that job to further what I wanted to do as far as my business was concerned, because I knew that I didn't have enough clientele to actually step away full time. My husband at the time, it convinced me to really take a look at event planning and decorations and taking it to the next level with opening up our first event space, which was Elegant Affairs Event Space. So we did that in 2019, and I'm telling you, when you first get into the event space world, you really don't know what you're getting into. There's money that needs to be spent. You don't want to go into debt when you're opening up an event space, and you're kind of doing minimal to get it open so that you can at least turn a profit within the first year. And that's exactly what we did. We really took baby steps with Elegant Affairs. When we opened up Elegant Affairs, it used to be an old Blockbusters. Believe it or not, it was an old Blockbusters. It was a T-Mobile store. It was a church. It was a lot of different other things, and the look was just not right. And so we had to tear down walls. We had to get our family and friends involved to help us. It had old nasty carpet. It didn't have a kitchen area, but we had to take the necessary steps to build what we wanted to see for our venue and bring it to life. That's what Life of the Party KC is really about. It's about turning something small into something big and bringing it to life. And so that's really what we did for Elegant Affairs. And I will say now, Elegant Affairs is really a nice space. Over the years, we have developed and elevated it to where it is a more modern looking space, and it's more viable for the community. And our prices are extremely affordable compared to our counterparts, because our whole thing with getting into business was to be of service to others and to give back and not necessarily be of greed. Okay. And so, with that mindset going into opening up at Elegant Affairs, it was really about how can we be more than a community center? How can we offer more than what the community center has, but also at a community center rate? Because we knew that the clients that we were serving were utilizing the community center. So that's how we were trying to attract initially our clients, which was an awesome idea, because within the first, I would say, the first month in 2019, that's when we kicked off August 2019, our whole month, when we opened up August 1st, we were booked going forward until actually 2020, when COVID came and slammed all of us. And so we were really taking off and propelling because we were building clientele, we were building a name for ourselves in Grandview, and people really liked the services that we were providing. So let me explain. Right before COVID happened, we were interested because we saw how well Elegant Affairs was doing, and we were turning down business. This was prior to the influx of event spaces that we have now. And so out in Grandview, there were just not too many event spaces. There maybe have one or two that were in the area that offered some of the services that we did. And so we felt it necessary to open up another event space. And this event space was then going to be ran by my husband because he saw how well Elegant Affairs was. He saw what it was doing as far as numbers were concerned and how the need was and how much clients we were actually turning down. So he said, well, let's open up a higher end event space called the Gallery at 705, which is really what we did. We wanted to gear it more towards weddings, bridal showers, and elevated events. And so we found a space in the historic Grandview district, and we started to develop that space going into January and February of 2020. By March, we were having our grand opening, and then by March 31st, we were closing, and we had to close, and we were not prepared for it, nor did we think that we would be closed and be of limited status for now 6 months to a year, really, is how long COVID had us down. And due to city regulations, we couldn't host the 100 people guests that we had intended on having. And so that really threw us for a loop. We still had to continue to pay for both of our venue spaces to keep them up and running, even though the COVID and the city had us shut down, which was very unfortunate. But because we were able to lean on our nonprofit entities, New Africa Community Space, we started doing grant work and doing things that were viable that we could do in the event space to help turn somewhat of a profit to keep our doors open. That was really the only way, by the grace of God, was leaning through our nonprofit work and our charitable givings that was able to sustain us. So we're grateful for that. We're thankful for a lot of the grants that we received during that time to keep our doors open. But what most people don't understand or realize that in the event space world, you have to tap in to your resources. You will possibly go into debt if you don't budget right for your event space. You just will, because a lot of people don't know how to do this effectively by using either other people's money. I would say loans from banks, or a savings that you must had. And a lot of that we used was money that we were working for to open up the event space, as well as savings. And we were really against taking out loans from banks to open up our event space or put into the event spaces, because we just did not want to go into debt when starting off. That was just a big, huge no-no. So by the grace of God, we have not have to open up a business loan in order to do so. Going into 2021, my husband decided that he was interested in opening up another venue, which I was totally against, because I just was like, we just got out of COVID. We don't know where we're going. We don't know if we're going to be shut down again. I was just so skeptical about everything. And I just did not want to fall short or go into debt behind these three venues. But he saw it in himself to keep going. We connected with our property owner. He actually kept coming to us, and he was like, I have another space for you guys. I think it would be great. You guys just need to come in and take a look at it and see it. And it used to be an old H&R block, so it was twice the size as Elegant Affairs, but in the same shopping center. So I said, well, why would we have two spaces in the same shopping center? I just could not see it working. I was thinking that one would bite the hand of the other and it just wouldn't work, but it actually did work, because whatever we couldn't fill at Elegant Affairs, we would then send it over to now the Party House, which is one of the spaces that I really, really love to decorate out of. It is the Party House by Life of the Party KC, and it really showcases the work that we do here in Kansas City. And my husband thought of naming it after the Life of the Party business name, because he wanted it to be the staple event space here in Grandview, where people will go, they will see our work, and then they will want to, you know, do what we do. And so that's what people do when they come to the event space. They love our event spaces. They love the model, they love the look, they love the affordability of the event spaces, building a great relationship with some of my decorator friends out there that come and decorate at our spaces, which keep it running. We are all a part of the same world. We're all connected and we're all helping each other as far as propelling each other's forward. Because, when we first started out, we did not get a great reception coming into this event space world. This event space world can be very, very catty, worrying about what one person is doing as far as their business and if they're copying you and their model may be the same and this, that, and other. You do what works for you. And what is for you will always be for you. And what is for them will always be for them, is what I truly believe. And so we have gone into that, and we have kept that notion with, if someone comes to us and they want help or they want to seek understanding in the event planning world, or they want to even open up their own venue, I'm here to say, hey, do it and know what you're walking into, know your market, know your revenue streams, know your clientele, know what you're going to offer, know what your services are going to be. Just don't go into it with your eyes closed, or because you see someone else do it. Really do your research in this industry so that you can maintain it, because there are going to be times where you're going to have to fluctuate your um, pricing according to the market. You're going to have to go up and down because there are some times where there's slow season. You're going to have to market the heck out of yourself continuously, because in this event planning world, you always want to be on the customer's mind, because someone is planning an event all the time. They may not plan an event in January of 2024, but they'll be planning an event in May of 2024. And if you're constantly doing a rotation of marketing and you're constantly on their mind, they definitely will contact you first. So that's one of our models, is just constantly marketing and being out there, whether people like it or not. We market all the time, and that's what helps sustain our businesses, because of the marketing, well beyond Google, well beyond social media. It's about advertisement, just adjusting to the times. You also have to be a modern space. You have to provide the needs of your clients. You have to give them the services that they're looking for. And if you can't give them the services that they're looking for, you have to give them or vet vendors for them. And you have to have a great relationship with vendors in the hospitality field so that people want to work with you, your space, your venue, your businesses, your decor, your event planning, all of that. And so it's best to keep a great rapport, a friendly vibe. It's great to have great customer service. A lot of people don't understand that customer retention is huge in this industry. People keep coming back to you, especially those that want to continuously have birthday parties. They may have a repast, they may have a birthday party, they may have a baby shower. For any of their events, they're going to come back to you based off the level of customer service that they received during their event, prior to, with the planning, and then afterwards. What are you doing to retain your clients? Our next steps that we're going to be doing is we're trying to reach out and do more conferences, workshops, and design courses for decorators. And so during our slow seasons, like during the winter time, we do conferences such as the Elevate Your Event conference that we paired up with Naomi Lee events. And this helps us to sustain in the industry and also to give back, because we truly believe that once you reach a level of success, you really need to reach back and help someone else up. And I believe in helping up the next decorator, because those decorators are bringing in clients. They're bringing customers in. They're wanting to decorate with you and they love the vibe that you're giving. So they're going to be willing to work with you on a consistent basis. And that's really what it's about. It's about building a sisterhood here in your locale of people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, so that you guys can build networks off of each other, bounce ideas off of each other, bounce clients off of each other. Look, or if I am booked for the day, I can send it over to another person that's doing similar decor scapes as I am and sending it over to them. It's just the work just does not stop with me. And so it's about giving everybody a chance in this industry to really elevate and be successful, because what is my success if I can't help someone else be successful as well? So that's another part of why we're doing this six figure series with you all, to help you guys get into the event planning world, teaching you all the ins and outs of the event planning world, helping you be successful. I thank you all for watching. We have a lot of series to come. We are so grateful for this opportunity to be on this platform with YouTube, expressing our ideas and brainstorming. We love to hear you guys' feedback. We like to see the comments, and we also like to share what we're doing all the time with you all here. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow, don't forget to share, because we have so much more coming with the six figure series with Life of the Party KC. So we hopefully that you guys stay tuned and you share with another event planner, because they may be able to learn something from what we have. So thanks for watching. That's my time for you guys. I'm Shahida.